The restaurant lights shimmered softly against the polished wooden tables, and the quiet hum of chatter wrapped the room like a gentle blanket, warm, comforting, and almost enough to drown out the sinking feeling in Ethan Carter's chest. He stared at the empty seat across from him, the one he had reserved with a rare, hesitant hope. The soft candle on the table flickered as if mocking him, its flame swaying like the fragile confidence he had gathered to even come here tonight. It was supposed to be a fresh start, a tiny chance at rediscovering love after 3 years of rebuilding his life from loneliness, heartbreak, and the heavy silence of a house too big for one person. But that seat stayed empty, and the minutes passed in a slow, painful march. At first 10 minutes, then 30, then an hour, until his phone buzzed with the message he always feared would come. "I'm sorry, Ethan. I can't make it after all." The words hit him harder than they should have, and he wondered, not for the first time, if maybe some people were simply not meant to find happiness twice. The thought lingered heavy and cold, settling in the pit of his stomach like a stone, and he leaned back in his chair, staring at the empty seat as if trying to understand what was wrong with him, or why the universe insisted on reminding him that some hearts remained partially broken no matter how much time passed. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and unexpected miracles, make sure to like this video, comment below, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe for more heart-touching stories. Your support truly keeps this channel alive. Ethan stood up, ready to leave with whatever dignity he could still gather, when something unexpected happened. A small hand tugged at his jacket, gentle yet purposeful, and when he turned, he found himself staring into the big hazel eyes of a little boy, no older than 7. The child's cheeks were flushed, his hair slightly messy, as if he'd been running or building up courage for a long time. Are you Mr. Ethan?" the boy asked, his voice trembling with a mixture of shyness and determination. Ethan blinked, confused and taken aback. "Yes," he replied slowly, unsure what was going on. The little boy exhaled in relief, then pointed nervously toward the entrance, where a woman stood half hidden behind a column, twisting her purse strap anxiously in her hands. "My mom's nervous," the boy whispered, glancing back at her before facing Ethan again. "She said she couldn't come in because she got scared, but she's the one you're supposed to meet. She got worried you'd think she's not good enough." In that split second, time stilled around Ethan. The restaurant's soft music faded into the background, and all he could see was the woman standing by the door. Delicate posture, hesitant eyes, and a heart clearly battling its own fears. Something inside him shifted. For months he had prayed for a sign that love could still find its way to him, and maybe, just maybe, this was it. The little boy extended his hand, almost like a brave messenger on a mission. "Will you come meet her?" Ethan kneeled to look the child in the eyes and nodded gently. "Of course." And then he walked toward the woman who seemed to be holding her breath. She wore a simple navy blouse, her hair pulled into a loose bun like she had rushed to get ready, unsure whether she even deserved to try. Her name was Claire Mitchell, and the first words she spoke were quiet, filled with apology and hesitation. "I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cancel. I just panicked." Together they moved to the table, and for the first time that night, the candlelight didn't feel mocking. It felt warm. Claire explained that her son, Liam, had begged her to try dating again after years of being alone. Her husband had passed away in an accident when Liam was 3, leaving her shattered and struggling to rebuild life piece by piece, while motherhood pushed her forward even when grief pinned her down. Tonight was her first attempt at stepping back into the world, and she hadn't expected her fear to crash into her so violently the moment she saw Ethan waiting. She had turned around to leave, but Liam, mature beyond his years, had stopped her. "Mom," he had whispered, "maybe he's the good thing you've been waiting for." Ethan's heart softened at their story, not out of pity, but because he had lived his own version of heartache. His fiancée had left him during the darkest year of his life, when he lost his job and nearly lost the home he grew up in. People often walked away when things got difficult, and he had begun to accept that maybe he wasn't worthy of staying for. Now sitting across from Claire, a woman just as scared, vulnerable, and uncertain as he had once been, He felt something stir, something small, something fragile, but something real. Their conversation began awkwardly, full of quiet smiles and gentle reassurances. But soon the awkwardness faded into laughter, so natural it felt like discovering sunlight after a long winter. Claire spoke about her love for painting and volunteer work, and Ethan shared stories of the kids he mentored at the community center. Liam watched eagerly, peeking over his grilled cheese sandwich, clearly invested in every moment. It wasn't a typical date. It felt deeper, more honest, like the three of them were slowly stitching together a moment of healing none of them expected. Outside, the evening deepened into a cool, crisp night. Inside, something warmer was forming, subtle but undeniable. Claire's eyes lit up when she spoke about her dreams. Ethan's voice steadied when he talked about his purpose. They weren't trying to impress each other. They were simply being themselves, flaws and all, and there was beauty in that simplicity. But just as things began to feel perfect, a shadow fell over the table. Claire's phone buzzed, and the smile she had been wearing slowly faded. Her employer was texting. Her shift at the cafe had been moved unexpectedly, and they needed her early the next morning. Panic flickered in her expression. Responsibilities rarely waited for single parents, and guilt washed over her as she apologized for needing to leave soon. Ethan reassured her gently, but inside he felt a familiar ache, the fear that life would once again pull something good away just when he finally found it. Still, he understood. A single mother didn't get to choose when duty called. As they walked outside, the night had turned cold, a soft breeze brushing past them. Liam reached up to take his mother's hand, but then hesitated and turned to Ethan. The boy stepped close, looking up earnestly, as if afraid the moment would slip away. "Mr. Ethan," he said softly, "I hope you don't think my mom is weird. She gets scared a lot, but she's really good. She just needs someone who doesn't leave." Those words pierced through Ethan's chest with a quiet truth he could not ignore. He crouched down to meet the little boy's eyes again. "I don't think your mom is weird," he said gently. "I think she's brave." Liam smiled, a small, hopeful smile, and then surprised Ethan with a quick, impulsive hug. "I hope you come back," he whispered. Walking them to their car, Ethan and Claire exchanged shy smiles that carried more meaning than any polished words ever could. She thanked him for not giving up on the night even after she panicked. He thanked her for giving him a chance when she could have just left. And then as she opened her car door, Claire paused, her hand trembling slightly against the metal. She looked at Ethan, her voice low and sincere. "Tonight mattered to me more than you know." As their car pulled away, Ethan stood on the sidewalk, letting the moment settle deep within him. He felt something blooming, something gentle and patient, something hopeful, a second chance, not forced, not rushed, but building slowly, naturally, like the first soft breath of spring. The next morning, he woke earlier than usual, unable to stop thinking about Claire and Liam. He found himself scrolling through his phone, debating whether texting her too soon would seem desperate. Eventually, he just wrote what felt honest. "Thank you for last night. I'd like to see you again, whenever you feel ready." He hit send and held his breath. Hours passed. Then finally, ding. Her reply was simple, heartfelt, and enough to send warmth rushing through him. "I would like that too. And Liam said he already picked a place for our next dinner. He hopes you like burgers and milkshakes." Over the next few weeks, their connection grew quietly but surely. They talked late at night about fears, hopes, dreams, and the messy parts of life that most people hid away. Claire learned that Ethan wasn't looking for perfect. He was looking for real. Ethan learned that Claire wasn't fragile. She was resilient, surviving life's storms with a strength she didn't even recognize in herself. Liam adored him, asking him endless questions, inviting him to school events, and proudly telling anyone who listened that Mr. Ethan makes mom smile. And before long, something extraordinary began to happen. The three of them, once strangers, started to feel like a family forming not by blood, but by choice, healing, and the power of second chances. If this story touched your heart even a little, please like this video, leave a comment, subscribe for more stories, and share it with someone who believes in hope. Your simple engagement helps these emotional stories reach more people who need them. Special request: Comment below with second chances are real if you felt emotionally connected to this story.